So we know a little bit about you now.
So we don't need the bio anymore.
We don't need the bio at all.
Let's put this up on my site.
This will be up there, so you're all good. You're covered. We made sure that you're covered now.
Okay.
But give us an idea. What would you say? What do you value more than other things?
Oh, my health. I value more than other things. I mean, I don't know. I value, definitely for me at this point, I value health and physical. Like, just as much as I'm into music, I'm into physical activity and eating well and nutrition. And yeah, totally into that lifestyle. Like, always had this balancing act between fitness and music. Like, I started off as an athlete, and I have an athletics background and a kinesiology degree, but I'm trying to get the music in there, and then I flip sides and make the music the priority, but I always try to stay fit. But yeah, like, I'm super active. Like, I run every day, and so, like, that's a huge part of my life.
Okay.
So I value that, like, big time. I value family big time, and spending time with my wife and child. Yeah, so I mean, that's huge too. So
those are right up at the top of the scale these days.
As important as music. Yeah. Oh, for sure, yeah.
Now, in terms of the physical aspect that you're talking about, in your video for Connections, you or somebody is on a tightrope of some...
It's a slack line.
Okay, so
that's me.
Is that you?
That's me. Those are my feet.
Okay.
Yeah.
Tell me about that. What's going on there? Like, how does that... Where were you going? How far was the distance there?
It was just between two trees. In that case, it wasn't that far, but what you do is you put webbing between two trees, any distance apart, whatever, and about 4 feet high off the ground or whatever, and try to walk on it. It's like a tightrope thing, but without the pole.
Right. And
it's a little bit looser, so it's more wobbly. It's just great for. It's almost like. I do it after I run sometimes. I'll set that up, and it's great fun.
I was going to say, like, pre-video, this was something you had been doing already? Or
I'm just getting into it. I'm not. I mean, there's people, if you look up slackline, there's people that are doing crazy. They do flips off that, or flips up and land on it again, and they do all kinds of, or they do yoga on the slackline. I'm lucky to stand on.
Wow.
And for that video, it was not a very balanced day. I was falling off all the time, and I'm like, Ron, you're gonna get me walking on this thing. Come on.
Right.
So I'm just a beginner.
Well, they don't need to see the editing and the cuts and stuff like that. Man. They just need to see you doing it, and the video was really well shot. I thought. It
was kind of cool.
It looked really good.
Yeah, my friend Adam did that. He just, he never really, he's just kind of learning the editing process as we went, but he's artistic, he's got a good eye.
Yeah, I was going to say, if that's learning, that's, honestly, it's a good job. It was really well shot, and I thought really well put together, but the editing stood out, because it's really smooth transitions from scene to scene.
Oh, cool, that's my first.
I thought that was really good.
That's my first YouTube that actually I kind of made, it's not just, from a concert footage from an iPhone or something.
Right. So this was the first, you set time to do this and make this.
Yeah, kind of and try to, it's on a song that's not, it's going to be on my new album. So,
okay.
Yeah, the first of a bunch that I just recorded.
And how far along are we in that?
Well,
I've got a title?
Not yet.
Okay.
No, it's not a title. My name's probably going to be on it somewhere. I'm four songs into it, recorded. I've got another 2 written. Now I'm in the process of writing another one. So I'm probably going to try to get about 10. I might make this one in a 60-minute. Or I don't know. Maybe what I'll do is I'll do like maybe 8 songs, singer-songwriter, and then a double album, maybe another on it, drum and dig stuff. So I'm not sure where to go with this one. I'm not sure. Yeah. Okay. But I want to stay in the roots category. So this is a bit of reggae vibe. So roots reggae or whatever. So
ideally, you'd be promoting the new album on this.
Kind of makes sense. Yeah,
absolutely.
Yeah, but of course, as you know, CDs have changed. Like CDs are. I'm not selling the same number of CDs I was selling 2 years ago.
Right.
And no artist is. Just the times are changing, and so.
Do you find that's a major factor? Like, I would think for somebody like yourself, and another thing of what we try to do here at Sleeping Bag is just promote that the internet is really kind of where the awareness is now. And I would think somebody like yourself that would benefit you greatly, rather than maybe traditional CD sales. The idea of being able to broadcast yourself over YouTube.
Yeah,
it's certainly got to be bringing more people into your live show.
Well, that's why I've got to put more of my effort, my conscious effort, into my YouTube videos. And like I was saying earlier, just making sure that I have more than just people that my show's putting up.
Right.
Because inevitably they're going to catch every time I sing off key. So they're going to hit that. But yeah, I mean, I think it does. It opens my music to the whole world, right? Rather than just the people who are at that particular show buying my CDs. So it's just I think the whole industry's changing, and I've got to find a way to get more savvy
Right.
With the internet.
Work your way in there somehow.
Yeah, because like I used to sell, like, when I would do a show, I used to sell like 50, 60 CDs at a show, and
Right.
that was actually the biggest bread and butter.
Sure.
Or I'd go and busk and spend half a day busking, and there's my my bills are paid for the month,
Right.
sort of thing. And
Right.
like it really, really good, and that's changing now because people just don't tend to be buying CDs. So I don't know. That's another thing with this album. I don't know if that's going to influence the number of tracks on it, or
Right.
if I should have maybe 5 or 6, or if I should let songs out one at a time, or
Absolutely, yeah.
I don't know what people are doing these days, but I definitely got to get more savvy on that because
Right.
I'm also attracted to the idea of a vinyl.
Sure.
Putting it on a vinyl,
Absolutely.
and with a download card inside.
Right, right.
So because not everybody has a record player.
But it would give you the option to do both, at least, and that way the vinyl lovers, because there are still a lot of those out there.
Yeah.
It gives them the option to not have to really crack into that vinyl either, keep it in perfect condition, and
Yeah.
they could get the downloads that way too, right?
And there's nothing like that canvas, right?
Nothing like
Isn't it awesome?
Nothing. Oh man, they're great. At the end of the day, I kind of do believe in the way that it's going. How myself personally, I don't need a package to hold on to as much. But I'm telling you right now, if I'm going to hold on to a package, get me a record cover. You know what I mean? Those things are just gigantic. You get to see the whole art as they intended it, and it's they're beautiful things. Now, speaking of the net, I'm going to bug you about your website one more time.
Sure.
Change the world. There's
Okay.
got to be something going on there because there's a link there, but I clicked it and nothing's happening. So what?
Yeah, and I asked Lisa about that.
Okay.
And like what her intention there was that we wanted to, and we are going to have a section where people can write in and put, it could be various topics.
Okay.
About things like I'm kind of into trying to make the world a better place,
Sure.
environmentally, and in nature and human nature and all that. So different ways of changing the world, whether protest or whatever, or
Yeah.
So that section was and is going to be for that.
Okay.
So I think it says "Change the World" coming soon.
It does, yeah.
Yeah,
It says
it's kinda-
change the world coming soon. As soon as I clicked it, I was like, not soon enough.
Not soon
Okay,
enough,
all right,
yeah.
all right.
No,
I'll put
that's what that section is. It's just kind of under construction, I guess. Yeah,
Okay.
it's what I'm intending to do.
Yeah.
A lot of this too is like, okay, we got to get to that, but we're still trying to raise the family and do
Absolutely.
it. It's
Yeah, life is a busy place, right?
life
Yeah.
is a busy place, so you do it. We do what we can.
Now, nature, it seems itself, that does play quite a large part in your writing as well.
Well, I love nature. I run. I don't run on roads. I'm a trail runner. I love running in the mountains. I love camping. I love skiing. I love hiking. I love kayaking. I'm a big whitewater kayaker, ocean kayaker. So everything that I'm interested in, and everything about who I am is to do with my my experience in nature.
Okay.
So that's what I tend to write about.
Gravitates toward that, yeah.
I can't really write about what it's like to live in the inner city.
Right.
It just doesn't work for me. It doesn't. It would be pretentious,
Would
right?
sound a little out of place, yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, But it's funny though. It's at the same time sometimes I get reviews for my albums, and it's like Shane Phillip he's a hippie from Vancouver Island, and I'm
Right.
like, I never really felt like a hippie. I don't know. It's kind of interesting how you get labeled. But if I write about rivers and my experience in nature, I'm a hippie.
Automatically labeled, yeah.
Yeah, so
I could understand that. I mean, I could certainly understand the perception that's how people would get it, or how people would label you.
Yeah.
But yeah, I can understand how personally that would probably feel a little bit strange if you've
Well, I
never
don't
really identified with that, or
Well, I don't like
Yeah.
labels, and I would rather just listen to the songs and what I had to say, 'cause I think it's my way to change the world. I'm not gonna chain myself to a tree,
Right.
but I'm gonna write a song and hopefully inspire people. One thing I always try to do is write songs that feel good, and they might even be about Mother Earth being really, like Mother Earth under the weather, not doing well, but it's an uplifting song that people want to dance to, so
Right.
it catches them. And I think that's the thing for me is like, you listen to all this stuff about how everything's so bad and you get so negative, but how are you going to change it if you don't see a bright side?
Right.
How is there going to be one? So,
Yeah.
I don't know. I
So
don't think we
would you say that that's kind of the overall message of your music? Like, is there a specific something that you're trying to put out there?
Oh, probably, yeah. Just to look at the positive, you know,
Yeah.
and just to, you know, try to push away the negative thoughts and kind of, you know, look at the positive sides and try to, you know, focus on those. And
Right.
I don't know. I always kind of think if you keep leaning forward, you know, eventually things are going to move.
You're gonna push, yeah, for sure, yeah.
That's kind of my attitude.
Ah,
you
I
know,
like
so.
that. I am curious as to, I mean, if you have been doing this since 2006,
Yeah.
and I'm sure longer than that,
Hmm.
technically, what drives you to continue to do it? What is it that still, a lot of musicians are kind of doing this out of some need to express or some need to, you know, entertain. What is it that drives you every day?
Oh, so much. I mean, like, well, can't think of anything else I'd rather be doing.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you know, it dawned on me, like, quite late in life, too. It's like, you know, I really don't like working for anybody.
Right.
I don't like having a boss. But I've been in other positions where, like, I don't like being a boss either.
Mm-hmm.
So, where does that leave you?
Yeah.
You know,
That's
you know,
right,
it's
yeah.
like, okay, can't work for anybody, can't, you know. So, you know, this is a perfect business for me because I get to be creative and
Mhm.
I get to travel, I get to do everything on my own terms, you know, which is really amazing, you know.
Absolutely.
And people like it enough, you know, that I can make a living doing it.
Right.
You know, and I make a living on it, and I do it all myself. Like I don't have like a big team behind me. I don't have a manager, and I don't have like a record deal.
Right.
I'm doing it, and I haven't been able to get grants and things like that. I just
Mhm.
do it myself for
Yeah.
the money I generate, and I don't know. There's a bit of power in that. Like so
Mhm.
when I sell the CD, it's my CD. you know?
Absolutely.
Yeah, I
The
kinda-
blood, sweat, and the tears are in that package, right?
Totally,
Yeah.
yeah. So I think that's I suppose a sign of that. You know, things have changed. Maybe I couldn't have done that,
Mm-hmm.
you know, 10, 15 years ago.
But now that you've kind of taught yourself, I guess that you can.
Yeah.
Do you feel like that's necessarily something that you're going to need, or is this something that the way that you do it now, can you continue to do it this way?
I don't know because, like I was saying, you know, CD sales aren't what they used to be,
Right.
and so now I've got to sort of educate myself into to what's going on the internet and,
Right.
and how I can generate enough to make an income doing that.
Right.
And it's interesting because you know, for booking shows, the booking agents like you to have a manager.
Mhm.
Managers like you to have a record deal, or like, you know,
Right.
it's
Yeah.
chicken and egg thing. So
Yeah,
it's
catch-22s everywhere, right?
kind of, yeah. It's a business. This music stuff.
It is.
It's political and it's a business, just like most things in life, eh?
Yeah. Yeah.
So I don't know. I still feel like I'm very green that way.
Right.
You know, I'm learning a lot. And,
But after all this time doing this and being through the process,
yeah.
you still sound pretty optimistic as a musician overall.
Oh, it's so fun. I mean,
Yeah.
I can't think of anything else I'd rather do than play music. You know.
Right.
You know, it's pretty cool when I gotta go to work now, and I go to my studio and I'm banging on drums and
Yeah.
playing guitar, just trying to write a song.
Yeah.
But it's work, you know.
This is what I do.
This is what I do. Yeah.
Okay.
And I can make a living doing that.
One last thing for you, really.
Yeah.
We just have a tradition here, SBS Live this week. We like to offer you the floor. If there is something that you want to connect to your audience with, if there is something that you want to say, some message or just a hello or whatever the heck it is you want to say, you have the opportunity. Go for it.
Okay, well, hello, I'm Shane Phillip, and I hope you like my music, and I just want to make sure you stay positive, stay happy.
And I think it's so important that I never let go, 'cause it's my link to Mother Nature, that's the link to my soul. Where do we go when life's so much like a teeter-totter water?
So, where can they find that music? Just offhand there. What's the magic website again?
www.shanephillip.com. PHILIP, not two L's, not Phillip with
There
an
we
S.
go. Okay, yeah.
Oh yeah, no, that happens all
Make
the time
sure
at
we
shows.
know that. Yeah, no
Yeah,
kidding. Yeah.
Shane Phillip.
Yeah.
If you go to Shane Phillips, you're gonna get a guy from I think he's from Guelph.
Right.
He's a soul singer.
It's not going to help you at all, though. That's for sure.
No, but we've spoke on the emails.
I would imagine by now. Yeah, no kidding. Yeah.
Well, I got booked for a show one time.
Did you?
Yeah, and they thought they had him,
Right.
but it was
right.
me, and they're like, "Okay, you're not a black funk singer." No.
Yeah, that would be a bit of a shock.
It was alright.
No
But yeah, so philip.com.
Okay.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Yeah.
We got that.
How was that?
That was
okay?
beautiful. Absolutely. No, it was really good to talk to you. Like
Cool.
I appreciate the way that it sounds like you really do kind of approach music just from a different perspective than a lot of other people are. So
I don't know.
I think that's no, it is. And from what I've seen again online, you are a one-man show. You know, we won't call you the one-man band because I do understand the connotations towards that too. But yeah, absolutely. Is it entertaining on its own? Does it have value as you know, something that you can watch? It's entertaining as all hell.
Oh, cool.
You know, so I just want to thank you for you know, I appreciate having the opportunity to do this and to really be able to check out what you do, and I'll certainly be following from now on and continue to see what you're doing.
Right on.
Yeah.
Right on.
All right.
Thank you.
Thanks a lot, Shane. Appreciate it.
Okay.
Stay tuned to SBS Live right up until the end of the year. We've got lots of music acts that you might not have heard of that it's our job to introduce to you. We've got acts like A Cold City Night, doing an interview live here in the studio. We've got The Magic Spells. We're going to have a combo concert live footage along with an interview with those guys. And we've also got The Pit coming before the end of the year. Now these guys are awesome. Very cool crew to talk to. Not only that, but they put on an awesome instrumental 2-song performance for us as well here live in the studio. So you don't want to miss that stuff. Thanks again to Shane Phillip for stopping by the studio. And thank you for watching Sleeping Bag Studios on SBS Live this week. We'll see you next time.